Abiogenesis. Life is everywhere. But how did it begin? How did non-living matter organize itself into the first living cell? This is abiogenesis, the leap from chemistry to biology. It's a transition science still cannot replicate in a lab. One classic theory is the primordial soup. It suggests lightning sparked a mix of simple gases and water. The famous Miller-Urey experiment proved this could create amino acids. But it didn't create life itself, just the building blocks. A more popular modern theory is the RNA world. RNA can both store information like DNA and drive reactions like a protein. It could have been the first molecule to self-replicate. A third hypothesis is panspermia. This idea suggests life didn't start on Earth at all. It argues that life was carried here on meteorites from space. But this only moves the problem. It doesn't solve the ultimate origin. The secret to the first breath of life remains one of the deepest enigmas in all of science. Biological aging. Aging is a universal process. But what is its true cause? Is it just cellular damage piling up over time? The wear and tear of living like free radicals destroying our cells? Or is it a programmed process encoded in our genes? A kind of self-destruct mechanism like the shortening of telomeres? For decades, we only observed the process. Now, we're moving from observation to intervention. Scientists have recently rejuvenated human skin cells by 30 years. This was done using proteins that can reprogram a cell's DNA. Other studies show aging may be driven by epigenetic changes. Reversing these changes can restore vision and tissues in mice. We're learning to distinguish between your chronological age and your biological age. This means you might be able to influence your aging process. Controlling aging would not just extend life, but also combat major diseases. It promises to redefine not just how long we live, but how we live. The quest to control aging is no longer a myth, but a new frontier in human biology. Non-coding DNA. Most of your genetic material does not code for proteins. Historically, the vast majority of our genome was dismissed as junk DNA. Scientists assumed these huge regions were just evolutionary garbage with no real purpose. However, that simplistic view has been fundamentally refuted by science. The central question is no longer if these sequences work, but how. The truth is, non-coding DNA is crucial for gene regulation. It acts as a master switch, dictating when genes should turn on or off. It controls your response to development and the external environment. These sequences also form essential physical structures. They build telomeres and centromeres to stabilize your chromosomes. Furthermore, part of this DNA has a bizarre origin. It came from ancient viruses. These viral parts, called transposons, were domesticated by evolution. Today, they are vital for regulating embryonic growth in mammals. The ENCODE project claimed to have found activity in 80% of the genome. Whether the functional portion is 8% or 80%, the scientific search is far from over. This begs the question, what vital secrets are still hidden within the rest of our own DNA? Cambrian explosion. About 530 million years ago, life on Earth fundamentally changed. This sudden and massive appearance of complex life is known as the Cambrian explosion. In a relatively short time, nearly all modern animal body plans emerged in the fossil record. This event remains one of the greatest puzzles in evolutionary history. Was this truly an explosion, or simply a fast acceleration of diversification? The answer lies in a combination of three crucial categories. First, environmental factors like a major spike in ocean oxygen levels. This change allowed for larger, more metabolically complex animals to survive and grow. Next, the shift was intensified by ecological factors driving a biological arms race. The innovation of vision, for example, sparked fierce competition between predator and prey. Finally, key genetic factors emerged like the master control Hox genes. These genes allowed for the vast variety of new and complex body forms to evolve. While the incomplete fossil record poses a challenge, a clearer narrative is emerging. Scientists now believe the cause was not singular, but a complex synergy of all three factors. This means a perfect storm of air, competition, and genetic control converged at once. The mystery reveals a core truth. Evolution is a process far more complex than we ever imagined. Plankton paradox. Look at any body of water. It's filled with hundreds of plankton species, but they all compete for the exact same limited resources, light and nutrients. This puzzle is the plankton paradox described decades ago in 1961. It directly violates the competitive exclusion principle. This ecological law states that only one species should win the battle for a single resource. Yet, the weaker plankton species stubbornly refuse to go extinct. They coexist. The original solution proposed a constant lack of equilibrium. Factors like turbulence, water currents, and predation prevent a single winner from emerging. Modern research expanded this idea with small-scale heterogeneity. Chaotic fluid movements create unique microenvironments everywhere. These tiny constant fluctuations stop any one species from dominating the entire system. The concept is also supported by mathematical tools like game theory. The paradox is not a flaw in ecology, but a reminder of nature's immense complexity. The main conclusion is that coexistence is actively maintained by the absence of stability. Small-scale environmental fluctuations, not uniformity, are the real drivers of diversity. Understanding this enigma is crucial for how we approach global conservation today. Origin of eukaryotes. The leap from simple life to complex life was the most profound event in history. It happened when basic prokaryotic cells evolved into modern eukaryotes. These complex cells are defined by their nucleus and specialized internal organelles. The widely accepted explanation for this fundamental change is the endosymbiotic hypothesis. Popularized by Lynn Margulis, this single idea fundamentally altered our understanding of biology. It proposes a larger host cell simply engulfed smaller bacteria. Crucially, instead of destruction, the two cells formed a mutually beneficial partnership. These internalized bacteria became the mitochondria and chloroplasts we know. Solid evidence strongly supports this endosymbiotic process. Both organelles possess their own circular DNA, exactly like a free-living bacterium. Moreover, they reproduce independently through a process called binary fission. This framework highlights a different evolutionary force: the survival of the cooperative. It replaced the view of relentless competition with the power of symbiogenesis. The answer wasn't finding an ancestor, but discovering a new mechanism of diversification itself. However, solving this mystery revealed an even deeper one: the origin of the actual host cell. Ultimately, this complex process proves life's major milestones thrive on mutual cooperation. Sexual reproduction. Evolution should favor the most efficient path, but nature chose the most costly. Yet the persistence of sexual reproduction remains one of evolution's greatest enigmas. The process is both costly and highly inefficient. It imposes a severe 50% disadvantage over asexual reproduction. So why does this strategy outweigh such an enormous cost? The answer lies in profound long-term benefits for the entire population. One key explanation is the famous Red Queen hypothesis. This idea suggests organisms are trapped in an arms race with parasites. Sex provides the variability needed to rapidly adapt to these threats. Other theories state that sex is better at eliminating deleterious mutations. It also accelerates the spread of beneficial mutations. The paradox lies in the massive immediate cost to the individual. The benefit, however, is long-term stability for the whole population. Variability acts as the evolutionary currency for responding to unpredictable pressures. Crucially, these theories explain maintenance but not its initial origin. The most popular strategy in nature remains one of biology's deepest unsolved mysteries: consciousness. The brain is a biological machine. It's a mass of cells and electrical signals. It's a physical object, just like a computer, but it does something no machine can. It creates our subjective experience of reality, the feeling of me, the feeling of being alive. This is science's hard problem. We know what happens in the brain when you feel something. We see the neurons firing. We see the electrical activity. But we have no idea why that physical activity creates a feeling. It's not a question of complexity. It's a question of existence. We have theories. The global workspace theory says it's a shared brain signal. The integrated information theory suggests it's a property of complex systems. But they describe the what, not the why. We can't objectively define consciousness. We can't measure it. Solving this mystery would change everything we know. It would redefine life, death, and our place in the universe. Thanks for watching till the end, and let me know in the comments which topic we should discuss next.